to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. And if you haven't subscribed, go down below there, hit the subscription button and the notification bell. Please leave comments in the YouTube comment section. I will leave links to everything here. Today's project, in case you don't know, is going to be for an air oil separator for the crankcase ventilation system on my 90 Corvette. Anyone that's not familiar with that, go up there. I'll leave a link. Also, on my last video, I have a poll going on to see if I should give free stuff away in order to increase my subscription base. Right now, I think I'm up to around 79 subscribers, which isn't great by by YouTube standards, but I actually think it's great. Thanks everyone who subscribed. And basically, what this is going to do is one end of this hose will hook to the PVC valve, and then it will run to the inlet in here, and the piece of hose will run out. And that will go to the intake where the hose normally goes from the PVC to the intake. And the idea is to separate all the oil out of the air before it goes into the intake, and that will allow your engine to run cleaner. Less carbon buildups, less knock, etc., etc. I think there are some cars out there that come with a factory with an oil separator. I think it's Ford might do it. I don't know about the other manufacturers, but anyway, this I got off of eBay. I'll leave links in the description box. And these fittings here I just got from Home Depot. I actually wanted 90-degree ones, but they didn't have any, and I wasn't going to run all over the place looking for them. And I got this hose, believe it or not. It's fuel line hose from Home Depot. They have that there too. It's can be used for crankcase ventilation, PCV connections, emission lines, and all that other stuff. So it's 3/8 ID, 5/8 OD. Pretty much the same hose that goes from the PVC to the intake that's on there now, just longer. So that being said, I'm going to go out to the vet and start installing this. It should be a pretty simple installation. There is basically 2 screws here. Of course, this came from eBay, missing one. And I got to find 2 screws to mount that there, which ain't no biggie. And a place to locate it. I haven't quite decided where I'm going to locate it yet, but that shouldn't be too hard. One thing I do like about this, other than some of the other oil separators that are specifically made for cars, is one, you can see how much oil's in here, and 2, it takes up a lot less space. Some of those oil separators are pretty big, take up a lot of room. I thought about making one out of stainless steel. I got some stainless steel tubing. I think it's 2.5 inch, and a bunch of other stainless steel 14 gauge, and the ability to weld it all together. The only thing I would have to do is run some tubes and baffling on the inside. I'm not going to go do that. I'm just going to try this, because this is a simple, cheap, and easy thing that anyone can do. Normally these are used for separating oil and air from an air compressor. I've seen these used. I've seen people use these before without any issues, so I'm going to try it, see how it goes. Out to the garage we go. Okay, I'm out in the garage. I got my hose, my oil separator, air oil separator. I already have the fittings screwed on, and I used Permatex number 2, in case you didn't see that when I was in the basement. Form a gasket sealant. I like using this for thread sealant, especially on engines and so forth, where there's engine oil and stuff. This, in my opinion, works better I like this better than the Teflon products, the tape and the liquid Teflon. That and the PVC valve I'm using is, I don't know if you can see that good or not, hopefully you can, is I got this off of eBay. This was a new old stock, and this type of PVC valve was used on GM V8s, I believe the Chevys, high performance V8s with lumpy solid cams in them. and that just works better. Basically what it does is has a softer spring and it works better at idle, so you pull a little bit more vacuum. And I don't know if it flows more when you're cruising or not. That I don't know. If anyone knows, please leave a comment down below in the comment section. That being said, I'm going to try and find a location for this. I was thinking of mounting it, welding a plate and mounting it here, but that'd be pretty close to the header. So, this bowl here is actually made of plastic and will melt. I pulled this out of the way. I don't know if you can see that or not, this conduit here. And I'm going to probably mount it right here. That seems like the best location. Easy to get access to the bowl, and should be able to run the lines without any problem. So right now I need to find some screws. I got all sorts of screws and bolts and stuff and jars all over the place. So that being said, I will go look for them and be back shortly. Alrighty, I got everything installed, and I ran the motor and everything looks like it's running good. One thing I did find out is this PVC valve that I was using, this one that's from High Performance Engines, wasn't pulling enough vacuum. I'll start the engine here in a minute and show you. That being said, I went back to the stock one, which is in it now, and like I said, I'll start the motor and show you. And I'm going to leave a link to where you can find directions on how to test your crankcase pressure using a vacuum gauge. It's pretty simple. You basically have your PVC system hooked up, and you unplug, I don't know if you can see it over there, the inlet hose to the valve cover on that side, and hook up the vacuum gauge. Basically the system is sealed. Now let's start the engine. Pull the PVC valve out and show you what happens. There it goes. Vacuum. With the other PVC valve in, no vacuum. That being said, I'm staying with the stock PVC valve. So this, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, this is a success. You can see the vacuum returning to zero. When you do this test, there's a warning not to do that too long because you could end up damaging the seals or, sucking in your oil pan or something. Vacuum is a very strong force. Don't take it lightly. That being said, I'll drive it around, see how much oil I end up inside that oil air separator, and see how things go. There is a car cruise later tonight. I'm not sure. I believe the first car cruise of the year. I'm not sure if I'm going to go or not. I do have other projects I want to do. One thing I want to do is get my wheels off and give them a good cleaning. I always like to take them off and give them a good cleaning and good coating of protectant. That being said, I am, for the first time, going to try this hybrid ceramic wax, and I'm going to put that on the wheels. I doubt I'll do the whole car with it. I might do my daily driver out here, my little Chevy Trax, because that I want to get some good protection on. I don't wash and wax that as often as I should, and I'd really like to get some good protection on that. I keep my cars a long time and try and upkeep them as best I can. Pretty nice day out, a little bit of cloud cover, but nothing bad. It's like 50 degrees, I believe, here in Pennsylvania. Pretty soon, buds will start forming on the trees and everything start turning green. In fact, it looks like there's buds on that tree right there. I don't know if you can see them or not, but I'll have to report back on how this turns out in one upcoming video. Another thing I considered doing, and I actually consider, because I have another one of these smog pumps, I've actually considered trying to convert that to a crankcase vacuum pump. A lot of race engines use that. They want to keep constant vacuum in the engine, especially under wide open throttle, and that helps the ring seal better. And especially when there's a lot of blow by, especially if you have like a turbo or a supercharger, it helps suck out all the excess blow by and create a vacuum, and that creates less drag on the crankcase and on the moving parts inside the motor. And it also helps pull the rings up against the cylinder wall better and create a better seal. If I do that, I am not going to run a lot of vacuum, because you don't want to run too much vacuum. Like I said, you could end up sucking in your seals or something stupid like that. That's if I do that. It depends how ambitious I get. That being said, thanks for watching. I hope everybody learned something from this. Hopefully I'll learn something from it, and I'll get back to you about how that thing works. Once again, if you're not subscribed, go down below, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, share with your friends. I'm trying to build my subscription base. I'm going to be doing some free giveaways probably. I'm taking a poll on last week's video, so if you want to go see that video, please do, and take the poll. Free stuff I'll be giving away, maybe a free roll of toilet paper, with the toilet paper crisis going on. Only joking there. But I have a bunch of these Snap-on glasses I'll give away. And I have these Moog coffee mugs. I'll give those away. So share with your friends and subscribe. And God bless. Everybody have a happy day.